When I moved into the old Victorian house on the edge of town, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. The moment I stepped inside, I felt an eerie chill crawl up my spine. The wooden floors creaked under my weight, and the air smelled damp, as if the house hadn't been lived in for decades. The walls, once grand, now looked faded, the wallpaper peeling off like old skin. But I was too excited to care about the house's age. It was perfect for me. I spent the first few hours unpacking my things, but as the night began to fall, a strange unease settled in. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Every time I turned a corner, it felt as if something was lurking just out of sight. When I finally decided to go to bed, I couldn't ignore the whispering voices. At first, I thought it was just the wind passing through the cracks in the walls, but the voices grew clearer, murmuring my name in low, guttural tones. The whispers continued each night, but one evening they were different. I awoke to a cold, suffocating darkness. My breath was shallow, and I could feel something heavy on my chest. As my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I saw him, a tall, thin figure standing at the foot of my bed. His face was hidden in shadow, but his eyes glowed with an unnatural yellow light. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. I couldn't move, paralyzed with fear as the figure slowly approached, its shadowy hands reaching out toward me. The next morning, I thought it had been a nightmare, but the marks on my chest told a different story. I was scratched, as if something had physically touched me. I decided to leave, but as I packed my things, the house seemed to fight back. The doors slammed shut on their own, and the walls groaned as if alive. I ran out of the house, but I could still hear the whispers calling my name from the open windows. Even now, whenever I close my eyes, I hear them. The whispers never stopped. If you're brave enough to come this far, then don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts with me. Let's move on to the next story. I just wanted to disconnect. After months of burnout, I rented a remote cabin in the Cascade Mountains. No signal, no people, just me, the woods, and silence. Or so I thought. That first night, I couldn't sleep. The wind howled, and branches scraped the roof. But around 3 a.m., I heard whispering, faint, coming from the forest. I told myself it was the wind and pulled the blanket tighter. The next morning, I found small footprints around the cabin. Barefoot, human, but I was alone. I stood there for a long time, staring at the prints, trying to make sense of them. That night, the whispers came again, but this time they said my name. Not once, repeatedly, soft, almost tender. Till I didn't sleep. I just stared at the ceiling, listening. On the third day, I followed the voice. I don't know why. Maybe I was too tired to fight it. I walked into the woods with a flashlight, heart pounding. The trees grew denser. The path twisted. The air felt wrong. I reached a clearing. In the center stood a stone well, old and cracked. The whispers were louder here, coming from inside. I stepped closer, my breath visible in the cold. I leaned over the edge. A pale hand reached out. I don't remember screaming. I don't remember running back. I just remember waking up in bed the next morning, drenched in sweat. Everything seemed normal, but I knew it wasn't. Now, weeks later, back in my apartment, I still hear the whispers. Late at night, in the bathroom, behind the closet, they still say my name. I don't think I left that forest. I think it followed me home. And the question is, if you were in each person's situation, what would you do? Let me know in the comments.